friend, welcome back to the BYB show. It's Jess here, and I'm super excited for you to join me today. Again, it's still the same day, but I'm just on a roll, so I'm gonna keep going and recording. And I don't know if I mentioned this yet before I get into the topic about personal automations. I was debating, and for a long time I held off on basically restarting Just Fitness and sharing content, restarting the podcast, starting the Be Your Best show, other content, because I was like, this doesn't necessarily make business sense. I know I need to focus on shine in my business and making consistent revenue and systems and blah, 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 blah. So I held off on this for so long. And recently I'm like, you know what, screw it. It doesn't have to make sense. I'm just going to start, and I'm not going to worry about doing it perfectly. And like, before, I used to be, again, recovering perfectionist. Every single Friday I need to publish, or whatever day it was, I don't even remember. I publish one episode every single week, and I can't miss a week or whatever. And I'm like, no, this time around, I'm gonna do it differently. I'm gonna create content on this show for you. And some weeks there might be like 4 separate topics that I've thought of throughout the course of the week. And other weeks, I might have to skip a week, and that's okay. Because, yeah, it's not a business. And so it doesn't have to have perfect like systems and consistency, and I'm just going to create. And I hope you like the creating I'm doing, and I hope it adds value and helps you level up your life, because that's what this is all about: continually becoming the best version of yourself. And so some of the topics seem nitty gritty or maybe don't connect back, but I've tried to make sure that every topic connects back to how can you live your best life, and also defining what being your best means to you. So I've included a lot of the things that being my best means to me. It means being healthy and happy and energized and strong and confident and organized and fulfilled and excited, like all these things that light me up. And I hope you figure out what your best life means to you, because at the end of the day, it's days create the weeks, days which create the months, which create the years. And so it's finding that joy and really feeling like you're crushing every single day, because that's what's going to lead to a joyful and fulfilling life. So without further ado, that's the mission. And let's get into the topic for today is personal automations. And that sounds kind of weird or maybe even cringy to you. But we want to, the whole reason behind this, as we went through in the last episode, I could repeat, I'm sure you can repeat by now, a clean space is a clean mind. So that goes for physical. Last episode, we talked all about reducing and avoiding clutter in your physical space. But now let's talk about the mental clutter. How can you eliminate mental clutter? Because to me, clutter means worry. And not necessarily in a bad way, like anxious worry, but just like those things that you're like, I gotta remember to do this, I gotta remember to do this. Like the more things in your mental to-do list that you're keeping in your head, the less space you have for that joy, that creativity, that play, that fun, that calm. So eliminating all the like kind of recurring like things that you're trying to remember in your head, some of them can come via personal automations. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. So I have 3 things here that I think are quite simple, and it'll be a short episode today. The first one that I would say is Calendly. I'm obsessed with Calendly. I use it for my business, but it is, if you're not familiar with Calendly, it's a scheduling software where you can schedule meetings. I know it sounds silly and little, but that thing of like going back and forth about what time works for you, what time works for you. Also, and I mean, don't go crazy bananas with this. Like if a friend's like, let's meet for coffee, don't be like, okay, let me send you my Calendly link. I think that might be a bit excessive, but I use it for school or work or business. You can set your working hours. I used to set mine for like 10 hours a day, and I'm just like, I'll meet whenever someone else wants to meet. Pro tip, I actually set them now. I realize I don't like meetings in the morning. So my Calendly hours are set from 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 every single day. And I tell people, if those times don't work for you, then we'll figure out a time that does, and I'll open up a slot in the morning or something. But usually people can work around whatever is in the Calendly availability. And now my meetings are like, and you can set custom rules, like no more than X amount of Zoom calls a day or whatever. It takes care of your scheduling. So they'll book it, and then it will send them an email confirmation, and it will add it to your calendar. Like, so mine's all connected to Google Calendar, integrates the Zoom link or the Google Meet link right in there. So it is just for any kind of meeting. It is amazing. I'm a huge fan of Calendly. 10 out of 10 would recommend for work or for school. Yeah, maybe don't be like, okay, let's plan my birthday party on Calendly. Like everyone respond of what time works for you. That could be a bit excessive, but it just saves me so much time. So that is the first thing. The second thing is recurring subscriptions. So this is something I started getting into this year and has been like awesome. So you could do this for any products. I've actually always wanted to do this for protein bars, but never quite got it set up. I have so many like subscribe and saves on Amazon for regular purchases. So some things, cat food. I tried to track, so I set up a subscription and I guessed how long the bag of cat food would last. And then I just checked at the end of like when I ran out of when I ran out of a bag of cat food, I checked on Amazon when was the last date I purchased it. So I'm like, oh, I'll average it out. That's taking me 3 months to get through a bag of cat food for Archie. So then I ordered my next one, but I set up a subscribe and save for the next one to come in 3 months. And now I just check and kind of adjust. But I never have to worry about running out of cat food or going to the grocery store and buying the like overpriced downtown cat food and like carrying it home and it being heavy. Or when I know I'm close to running out, then like having to place the Amazon order. Again, it takes 2 minutes, but it's still 2 minutes of mental clutter that if you saved yourself 2 times 5, like every how often, it's just like easier and allowing ease into your life. So I have cat food on subscribe and save and it just shows up and I know just like one little thing. Anything that you have to like buy on a regular basis. I've heard of people like setting up subscribe and saves for like toilet paper or like paper towels or those sorts of things around the house, like cleaning product. Well, not cleaning products, but you know what I mean. Another thing I actually set up was like shampoo and conditioner. I realized I'm like, yeah, I probably am going to go through this on like a regular interval. And I went to Shoppers to buy more and it was double the price of Amazon. So I set it up. I'm like, okay, when did I buy this on Amazon? Second time I went to buy it, I'm like, when was the last time I bought it? 2 months. Okay, I'm going to set up the subscribe and save for every 2 months to deliver a shampoo and conditioner. And sometimes I might have a little extra in the house, but it just like shows up and I don't have to think about it. And the worst thing is like trying to like squeeze all the like, you know, get the conditioner out of the bottle, like add water to like make it a little more like watered down to try to make it last another few days. If you know what I'm talking about, I hope you're like giggling. If you don't, and you're like, I don't think this is for me, then you know what? It's not for you. And another one, like supplements and allergy pills. Allergy pills, I have to take an allergy pill every day because I'm allergic to my cat. If you didn't know that, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm not getting rid of Archie, so I will take an allergy pill every day. Allegra is the best. I have set it up every month, deliver 30 allergy pills, and it just shows up, and I never have to, again, run to Shoppers at the last minute because I'm running out of allergy pills. Because when you know you're down to the last 4 or like 2 or like last 1, you're like, I have to go today. And then it's not even just like, okay, if you're running out and you're on the last day, then you're kind of chaotic because you know the Amazon one won't get there in time. You have to take that allergy pill. And so then you're going out to Shoppers, you're buying like, and then the trip to Shoppers is an extra like 25 minutes out of your day, which like doesn't sound like a lot, but it's chaos, right? And we don't want chaos in our life. We want ease. We want simple. We want eliminating worry, calm, right? So I subscribe to allergy pills. Call it what you want. Supplements, like I take magnesium every night. I don't take a lot of supplements, but I do take magnesium every night. I just set up how many tablets are there. I know I take one every day. It's 100 tablets. Okay, I'm gonna set it up for 3 months from now. Easy peasy, right? And it's easy to set up. That's the thing. So yeah, subscriptions, product subscriptions. And then the last one is scheduling your appointments, like personal appointments. Schedule them either like in advance or set up reminders to schedule them. So I'll give you 2 examples. At the beginning of this year, I'm like, I want to start going for massages more regularly. And so I tried to get an appointment and it was very difficult to get an appointment. And I finally got one. I went in and they're like, do you want to book your next appointment? And then a lot of people would be like, well, I don't know what my schedule is going to be like in a month. So no, I'll call back. Don't add that extra hassle to your life. Book the appointment. And if you realize in 3 weeks from now you need to change it, then go change it. But 99% of the time, if you know you have it scheduled in advance, I'm like, oh, I know I have a massage upcoming on this day at this time. It's already been booked. I don't want to cancel because I know she's really busy and I might not get a slot this week. So just do it in advance. And then the other one, oh shit, excuse the language. That's not good. Okay, I don't know why that fell, but I don't like that. In case you're wondering and you're listening on the podcast right now, my phone just fell. Okay. But like I said, a lot of people will be like, I'm going to edit that out. Not going to edit that out because it's real life. Life's not perfect and neither are we. The last one, haircuts. I don't know if you're in this situation where you're like, I know I need to get my hair trimmed regularly. They always tell me I have to go regularly to not get split ends. And then you can never keep track of the last time you went to get your hair trimmed, and then you end up leaving it for like 6 months. And then there's so many dead ends that you have to cut off a lot of hair. Maybe not, but I struggled with this problem for a long time. And I kind of realized, I'm like, okay, they say every like, I don't know how many weeks it is, like 8 to 12 weeks or whatever. And I realized earlier this year, I'm like, what if I just set a reminder in my phone? Because 3 months, you can't really schedule a haircut 3 months out. Maybe you can at your salon, I don't know. But I'm like, what if I just made a like mental reminder, or like set up a reminder in my notes, like, or the reminders on your phone to like reoccur. And I'll just make a standard timing. I'll go December, March by default, June, and September. 4 times a year, you're getting your hair trimmed every 12 weeks. So you're gonna keep your hair nice and healthy. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. It's like the beginning of every season. I know like in December, I'll be super excited to get like a fresh trim right before the holidays. September, same thing, like going into fall, I feel like summer, all the sun, your hair kind of gets a little dead. You get that fresh trim, you're like ready to go. March by default, March is a pretty boring month. And June, going into the summer, you also get like a nice, so sounds like silly, but this is what I'm talking about, personal automations. When you free up your mind from those like adulting tasks, clean space, clean mind, less worry. It might sound silly at the beginning, and like a lot of other people, if you tell them you're setting these up, they might be like, that is super weird, or like super obsessive, or super, let them judge. Who cares? You're taking out worry from your life, and it lets you just spend more time doing things that you love. So I hope this is helpful for you. Let me know if you're going to take any of these tips. I hope you do. Go automate something in your life, make a system, make it easy for yourself. And that's that. I love you. Have an awesome day, and I will see you next time.